Oh, the first thing you know, oh, Jed's a millionaire. Did you strike oil?
There's a lot to do in Western Pennsylvania, and it's so different out there. I was taken back to, I've never seen a gas well or an oil well, and you grew up in Pennsylvania, but you didn't see these.
I grew up in Pennsylvania. I've never seen any of the oil wells before this in PA, other than photographs.
They were everywhere.
But no, the gas wells were everywhere.
Is that what we saw, gas wells?
Primarily, but we did see oil wells as well. Well, there's actually about 180 or 185,000 existing oil and gas wells in the state of Pennsylvania.
All right, so what do you think of the Allegheny National Forest?
I was impressed with it, but like I said, I don't think that we saw any of the oldest timber that existed there. I know from what I read that one of the campgrounds that they have out there actually has stands of pine trees that were 300 to 400 years old.
To me, it just looked like a very big forest, and I kept looking for bear, except for the bear running across the Route 80 on the way up there. We didn't see any bears. We did get the fish.
Put the canoe out into the Allegheny Reservoir.
With the outriggers.
And that was another thing. Despite having these gas wells cluttering up the forest, aside from that, one of the things that I thought about northwestern Pennsylvania, you get out there, you're impressed with the magnitude, the size of it, how remote everything is. There's not a lot of big cities around.
And dark.
And a lot of forest, yeah. And at night it's dark because there's no ambient city lights. But also with the cleanliness of it. The mountains are clean, even with the campsite. We didn't encounter a lot of trash around. The water in the reservoir was uncommonly clean looking.
That's a good point. And there were no ticks. We didn't have one tick on us.
No ticks and no chiggers either.
And you said we have lanternflies all over New Jersey?
We didn't see one over there.
Hello, I am the lanternfly. I am the invasive species from Asia. I'm now in New Jersey. You can't catch me. Try if you may. I jump. I fly. But never will I die.
I just had to throw that in there for those of you who are fortunate enough to have never seen a lanternfly.
We didn't spend that much time in the water. It was getting late, and we had a full day. That day, we got up at 5. We went to see the elk. Then we went to see the Kinzua State Park. Then we drove through the Allegheny National Forest.
Well, they call this the Endless Mountain Area. And the reason for that is, it really is. Every place you go out there, it's 42 miles. It takes over an hour to get there. And the worst part of it is, you get out on the road, and there'll be a sign up that you're 28 miles from Du Bois. So you drive 40 miles an hour later, and you see another sign that says you're 28 miles from Du Bois.
Yeah.
Apparently just on the opposite side of it or whatever, but it amazed me how the distances just never seemed to diminish. You were always farther away from everything than you wanted to be. It took longer to get there.
Yeah, I felt like we were in this slow time warp or something. Maybe it's the Groundhog Day thing.
Yeah.
With Puxatawny.
It's like driving through a black hole in space.
By the time we got to the Allegheny Reservoir, we did not have that much time to fish. And it takes a little while to get everything together with the boat and everything. And I think it's the first time we had taken the boat out all year, so it took a little bit to get the engine started.
Yep.
But I cast my line. 30 seconds later, I got a bass on it.
So I caught it. He just took it off.
He caught it.
So how big is it?
10, 11 inches.
And it's a bass?
That's a bass, yeah.
All right, you gonna throw him back?
Yep.
Say bye, fishy.
So now you know, folks, there's at least one hungry, stupid bass in the Allegheny Reservoir.
Yeah. It was real nice there. There were some campers along the reservoir, but there were a lot of people taking boats out in there. And
Yeah, there was quite a bit of boat traffic there, and apparently these people must come out there and camp. We saw a lot of boats on trailers sitting at the boat ramp area. So apparently they come in for the week, they just put their boat in each day, but they leave the trailer down there instead of trying to drag it back to their campsite or whatever.
I wanted to take a minute to show you this cool mug. There will be a link to it below, and we are an Amazon affiliate. That's where you can purchase it from.
But you can design it. So I had this lighter hair made. That's supposed to be me, and this is supposed to be Rick. And then I have the date. We got a little guitar out there and a tent, and then it says Camping Partners for Life. So it's completely customizable. I'm going to put a link to it. It would probably actually make a very, very good gift. So let's talk a little bit about the boondocking experience. I was very afraid of boondocking. I didn't know what to expect. This experience, I would say, would be a 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 10. I don't know that they're all going to be a 10. So the only negative thing that I can say about this trip is, well, you getting stung by the bees. Because that really, really scared me.
Yeah, it sucked.
So apparently, before I knew Rick, he had an allergic reaction to a bee sting where he broke out in hives all over and couldn't breathe and had to be rushed to the hospital. But he only had it the one time, so he doesn't have an EpiPen or anything. But the same type of bee that stung him, 2 of them stung him this time. So, but he didn't think they got him really good. So I was panicking and thinking, we're out in the middle of God knows where. Everything takes an hour to get to. I'm like, the good thing was we did have self-service. But anyway, the boondocking experience, our site was huge. Okay, you couldn't have put a tent on it because it was gravel. But it was a huge site. My biggest dilemma setting up was the site was too big. Do we put it on this side? Do we put it on this side? Do we put the truck this way, this way? It was just too many choices. And I never had that before. We saw one truck come through. There's an access road.
We didn't see it. It showed up on the trail cam.
No, we did see the one.
Oh,
So there's a road that goes down, and then our campsite was right there, and then further down there was a gate, and that's where the game lands were, right?
right. Well, we did see a DCNR truck came in and he unlocked the gate
Because it was archery
because
season.
it's archery season.
Then you put the trail cam up,
Right.
and we saw one truck. No issues with strange people or animals or
Nothing threatening.
no, except the bees. And the only thing I really was not crazy about it, only because I'm just not used to it. I am a city girl that is used to light pollution, and it was black. I mean, I sat in the trailer one night when the moon wasn't out, and I put my hand in front of my face like that and could not see my hand.
Well, you gotta open your eyes, honey.
Yeah. No, I've never seen anything so black. So being outside, I was kind of afraid because I wouldn't be able to see anything coming at me. I'll just say we had ways to protect ourselves if need be. So I was happy with that. But overall, the trip, I'm eating water ice 2 or 3 days later from the dry ice, and the cooler was great. No complaints. It was great.
It was I found it to be a very relaxing trip. Mm-hmm. And one of the things was we didn't push every single day. Because of the proximity of things and the distance you had to drive, we chose pretty much to do all of our sightseeing on one day, and then we kind of did the local stuff, riding our bikes and walking back in the trails and that sort of thing, and going to the Beartown Rocks was another area that we went to.
I forgot about that.
But
Beartown Rocks was cool. That you could probably spend a lot of time. I don't know that we did the whole thing. I mean, we're getting older. It's hard for us to hike. It was cool though. Oh, I know the other thing we did. We went to that state park, which was a very nice state park. That was the same as the forest. What forest did we stay in?
Clear Creek.
Clear Creek. We stayed in Clear Creek
State Forest,
and then we went to Clear Creek State Park, which was a very nice park.
Right, very nice park. Yeah. They have a little pond in there, or lake, very small lake, with a swimming beach on it.
Our trip out to northwestern Pennsylvania was about 8 days, and we've got about 5 videos. I'll put links to them all below, and I'll probably also put a playlist. But our next video Rick is going to talk about DCNR and how he found these free dispersed camping sites in western Pennsylvania, so you guys can enjoy this too. Please remember, like, share, and subscribe if you like our videos.
You all come back now, you hear?